everybody, I'm Katie, and this is my life. Okay, today I have a review for you, which is surprisingly quick since I just finished the Sookie Stackhouse book. Sorry, my dog just jumped on the bed, so the camera might move a little bit. So I finally finished Wicked Lovely, and I'm very happy with the outcome. I'm so excited for the next book. It's so interesting, okay, first of all, before I get started, this was a very super quick read. I read this in 3 days. I was on my 15-minute break at work and I read 2.5 chapters. And then I read more than half the book on my hour lunch, during my lunch break at work. So this was a very quick book to get through, and I finished the rest off last night. It ended just the way I wanted it to. So it's really appealing that way. It might not end the way you want it to, but it ended the way I wanted it to. A little bit different, but it ended pretty well. But basically, this is about this girl who can see fairies, and fairies normally can't be seen by humans. And if fairies find out that you can see them, they'll blind you, they'll gouge your eyes out, they'll kill you, they'll do anything to prevent you from seeing them anymore. And basically, this girl, Aislinn, is basically been chosen to be the summer queen to the king. And she has nothing. She doesn't want anything to do with the king. She doesn't want anything to do with this fairy king. She was taught all of her life to avoid fairies at all costs. And here she is being approached by this king. And the premise of the entire book is the reason she has to marry, or feels like she has to marry him, is because there's this game that was set upon him when he was born. His mother killed the previous Summer King and put this curse on her child, that whenever he wanted a woman to be the queen, the girl would have to pick up a staff and be able to not be filled with the Winter Queen's cold. But no queen has surpassed that so far, or something like that. Anyway, this is super good. Oh my god. I don't want to give away too much, but it's so good. I highly recommend this. I give this a 5 out of 5. And I'm not doing that lightly either. Same with the last book. I'm not doing it very lightly, giving it 5 out of 5. So I highly recommend this book, and it's kind of a book for both genders. It does talk a little bit about sex and that kind of thing, but there are both male and female perspectives. I'm going to read the back to you right now. Rule number 3, don't stare at invisible fairies. Rule number 2, don't speak to invisible fairies. And rule number 1, don't ever attract their attention. Aislinn has always seen fairies, powerful and dangerous. They walk hidden in the mortal world, and the rules have kept Aislinn safe from them stopping working. Everything is suddenly on the line. Her freedom, her best friend Seth, her life, everything. Fairy intrigue, mortal love, and the clash of ancient rules and modern expectations swirl together in Melissa Marr's stunning 21st century fairy tale. Now there are 2 other books, I believe, Ink Exchange and something else that I can never remember. I keep thinking it's called Wondrous Strange. I think. Wondrous Strange. Somebody told it to me earlier, but I can't remember. And I'm really looking forward to it. There's also some manga books for people who kind of interested in that, but you kind of need to read Wicked Lovely to understand the manga series. I watched somebody else's review of it, and they explained it in a way that you have to read the first book at least to understand the manga, because the manga comes before Wicked Lovely, and to understand what's going on, you need to know what's happening through Wicked Lovely. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to buy the next book and read it, and I'm also going to buy the manga and read those as well. I actually got my friend into this book. I read her 4 chapters of it out loud, and then she was like, oh, that sounds pretty good. She picked up, and she's actually reading it too. And she's actually one of the people on this channel. She hasn't done a lot of videos. She only did a text video recently for her intro. She's kind of shy, and her computer just sucks for videos, so it's kind of acceptable. I'm really excited for her to read this, and I'm really excited for anybody to read this. It's such a quick book, and she's a slower reader than I am, and she's blowing through this book. That's how quick read it is. And it's not that expensive. For this, it's only like $10, if that. $8.99 in the US, so that's a pretty good price, I think, for the story you get. That will enthrall you, hopefully. I mean, if you don't like it, then you don't like it, but that's all there is to it. Another thing I like is at the beginning of each chapter there's a quote. I'll read you one of the quotes. Their favorite camp and resting place is under the hawthorn tree, which is sacred to the fairies, and generally stands in the center of a fairy ring. That's one quote from Ancient Legends, Mystic Charms, and Superstitions of Ireland by Lady Francesca Speranza Wild, 1887. Sorry again, my dog just jumped on the bed. Sorry, I'm like choking on something. And then it's cool in the back. There's like 6 interesting facts about Melissa Marr. Chatting with Melissa Marr. The Wicked Lovely playlist, which is all the songs that play throughout the book, which would be kind of like in a movie. Melissa Marr's reading list, and then there's a glimpse into Ink Exchange, which no, I did not read, because if I read it, I will go out and buy the book immediately, and I won't be able to stop myself. So, I think this book itself could just be a good book on its own. Like, if this did not have other books in the series, it would be a good read all the same. Like, it has a closure, and yeah, that's kind of cool. It can be a one-read book. It's got an ending that fits a single book in a series, or a single book, sorry. And it can also be a series, obviously. So yeah, I'm really happy to have read this book. My dog is like right in the way. I love the cover, really pretty. I hope to get this in hardcover. So yeah, that's my review of this, and that is another book on the shelf.